All right, welcome back. After a week of missing the podcast, we are back. That's my fault. I was moving. There's a lot of internet issues I was having. Jay was gone, I was gone. It was all bad. But we are back finally with the same old sexy crew. We got Jay. We got
We back, baby.
Junior.
Oh,
We are back. Yes, sir. This week's probably gonna be centered around a lot of sports stuff. Again, a dead week for gaming, which kind of makes sense because E3 was only a few weeks ago. But yeah, let's we can dive right into it. And honestly, while you guys were gone for a little bit, I was looking at a tweet that was sent to me, right? And so Jay, I don't know how much you watch a good amount of football, right?
NFL or college?
NFL.
Yeah. Oh, not as much as you guys, but yeah, I definitely
Yeah, but
watch it.
enough to like have an opinion on most things. Give me a second. Um, so pick a QB for the next 5 seasons: Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, or Lamar Jackson.
I said
Jay,
Josh Allen.
yeah, Jay, you go first. You can go first.
I picked Josh Allen.
I think it's a good pick. I think it's a very good pick. What about you, Junior?
Um, I say Justin Herbert. It's like seeing what he did in year one was like super impressive.
I think I'm going with the dark horse here. No pun intended. I'm going Lamar. Um,
I, I thought if you said Dak Prescott, I was gonna punch you right in the mouth.
no, I think Dak is good, but I think he's it also helps that he has probably one of the best receiving cores in the league, and then up until probably this year and last year, one of the best lines in the league consistently since he came in the league. The only reason I'm not picking uh Justin Herbert is because there's a good likelihood that he has a sophomore slump. There's a good likelihood that he is going to be either mediocre or shit the bed in the playoffs just because no experience. I think it's easier to take either Josh Allen or Lamar for the next 5 because the next 5 they are in win now mode. There's no like figuring them out, getting them adjusted to the league, getting them adjusted to the playoffs. There's none of that shit. They are ready to go right now. And I think that
Yeah,
if I were to take Lamar right now and put him on Dallas, I think he is unstoppable. Right now they just don't have receivers that can catch the football or get open or an offensive coordinator with more than one IQ point.
yeah, I don't disagree with you there. The reason I picked Josh Allen was like you said, it was a safe pick because I didn't watch Justin Herbert a whole lot,
Mhm.
so
He's a
I
beast.
guess picking him wouldn't be very good for me just because I haven't really seen him play. Don't know how good he actually is
I think
per se.
this
But
I think the safest bets right now are Josh Allen or Lamar, and then long term Justin Herbert probably is going to be better than both of them. But at least if you were just for the next 5 years, just for the next 5, I think uh, those two put you in the best position to win right now. Maybe in your first 3. But yeah, no, I thought that was a
I
good.
think
That was
Lamar.
actually a good list of QBs to pick.
Now,
Um,
now, how
Yeah,
about this? Would
okay.
your guys' answers change if we threw Joe Burrow into that mix?
I'd probably pick Joe Burrow.
No, I think my Homer wants to pick Joe. I mean, it's
I'm
the
I'm
boy.
I'm homering. I'm homering bad.
You know what I mean? Like I want to pick him really bad, but again, like he's gonna have. There's a potential sophomore slump. There's a potential year where he goes into playoffs and he's either mediocre bad. He could be great, but like there's a good chance that he either shits the bed or maybe he plays shit for one half and then great for another. Like I don't have to deal with that with Josh Allen and Lamar. They've already
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah, but you have your safe picks and you have your
You're
Bro,
risking for the
if-
biscuit.
Before Joe Burrow got hurt, like while running for his life, was leading the league in passing yards.
Oh no,
So,
I mean I
like-
get it. Like he's a demon. I mean both Herbert and him are demons. Like I get the argument for picking them. I'm just saying what I would personally do if I were a GM. That's why I'm an armchair GM. You know what I mean? I'm chilling back here. I ain't got a job.
so you pick the risky guys. It
a
works out.
running
You look like a
back to be
genius.
Your quarterback for the next
Yeah.
5 years.
I don't
Doesn't
think
work out. You look like an idiot.
I don't think Dak is that bad, but out of the options I
No.
have in front of me, they're just better
Yes.
QBs. From Lamar and Josh, they're just outright better QBs right now. From Dak against Herbert, Herbert's the better long-term project. I think personally. Because I mean, since Dak has gotten in the league, has he had a bad offense? Nobody's questioned that offensive side
No.
of the ball. No.
Yeah.
You've
no.
you've either had a great line and a great running back, or a great line and a great receiving core. I don't think he's had a bad receiving core since he got there. He's had Mr. I'm always open on 3rd and 10, Jason Witten, for a couple of years. Even in his fucking old age, he doesn't have him now, but he still has his replacement. I forget his name, but he's just not bad,
Not
not bad
Jason
at all. But I think the other options are better, pretty much, right? All right,
Yeah, he had Cole Beasley too, didn't he?
yeah. For
He was still.
when he first got there, like 2 or 3
Yeah.
years, he had a couple.
Yeah, I was trying
Um,
to think when he left Dallas.
Junior, you got anything else to add before I move on to the next topic?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, Junior, get pissed, argue. Come
All
on.
right. No, I think those were reasonable takes by me and you. So like, I don't think he has much to. I think we explained it pretty well. There's not much unless you're gonna be like they're bad or Lamar's
know,
our running
man.
back.
I
Like
don't know,
unless you're
man.
gonna do that.
Noah picked a
Hey,
running
give
back
us-
for his
Yeah,
quarterback
yeah.
for the next 5 years. So
Give
I
us
knew
one
that
of
was
those
coming.
Jack Weecher takes. Shout out Jack Weecher if you're listening.
We treat. All right, so we gotta
bad for him.
talk about Otani, huh? I know not everybody that listens to podcasts watches baseball, but like, dude is a demon.
Shohei Ohtani, the two-way Japanese product.
Or dude, do you ever feel the subtle racism? And every time they go the Japanese import, I'm like, it just he's here. I mean, like we don't have to say that every time. Like that doesn't have to be his nickname. Like we can do better than Japanese import. It's weird.
Bro, everyone's saying he's the best two-way player since Babe Ruth, so that's a
I mean, absolutely.
pretty darn good comparison.
Dude,
I mean,
you know
who
what's
else?
crazy is like I've seen like stat comparisons, like comparing him to Babe Ruth, and like he is way better at pitching than Babe Ruth, like miles and miles ahead of him.
I mean, it was just like,
Then again, Babe Ruth did pitch in the 1920s.
yeah, Babe was like throwing against and throwing it. He was probably throwing a 50-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah,
Like,
but you gotta think, like
oh my God, this guy could throw bangs.
oh
you gotta
my,
think
I
of,
barely
like,
saw it.
two-way players. There's been so few, and like Babe Ruth's always the one that's looked at. As,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
The peak.
I also
And then
found
you
it.
see Otani, who just blows him out of the water in pitching.
So I've seen a couple stats get put up by ESPN. For some reason, they're using Babe Ruth's stats from when he was mostly just an outfielder instead of when he actually was like in his prime for pitching, which I thought was weird. But either
Were his
way,
hitting stats not that good at that point?
no, at
that
that
why
I mean,
they're
yeah,
doing
they were lower, and then his pitching was fucking atrocious. Like it was
dude,
it was so bad.
Otani's
dude.
launching fucking bombs every other game.
Dude,
So
so
Yeah.
have you? So I think it's 19. No, I think it's 16 of his last 19 hits are home runs. He either it's a bomb or he's sitting back on the bench, or he's getting walked. He gets walked 40% of the time he gets walked.
Something like that.
It's some
That's pretty nuts.
crazy number, and then he gets on base, and then he steals second, and then runner in
Is that-
scoring position.
Discipline's unmatched.
It's disgusting.
His swing's like butter though too. I love watching his
God.
swing.
Did you guys see the clip that came out from a long time ago when he was in Tokyo, and he cranked a home run, and it goes all the way up and hits the roof of that dome that they were in?
No,
Dude.
that's insane.
It's sick. I'm telling you, go Google that right now, YouTube it, whatever, man. You need to see it. It's amazing.
It's awesome that he's pitching and hitting in the All-Star game.
I know, that's nuts.
That's just something new because I mean, to my memory, I can't remember anybody that's remotely played similar to him,
I
at
mean,
least in that two-way style.
that's
At least
what I'm
as
saying.
well.
Like that's what
So-
Junior was saying. Like the only person who has at least been like really good, where it's eye catching, has been Babe Ruth. So you have to compare it to him, and then it's just like 1920, and we're in 2021. He's just once in a lifetime player right here, and I can't wait till they get Mike Trout back, and then I can't wait till they get a couple other pitchers, and that team is gonna be something crazy.
Might have to hop on the old bandwagon there for the old Anaheim Angels.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Mike Trout and Shohei are kind of like close to heart. So if they're kind of like my second team at this point, you know what I mean? Like you make sure they win every night. You check if the box scores.
Yeah, you can't not root for them, man.
Did you
I
see?
think we're
What was his name? It's a pitcher for the Red Sox. Oda. It starts with an O. He was on the Yankees and he was on the Indians. O V something. It's like
I can't think of who you're talking about, to be honest with
he's
you.
not a very good pitcher at all. And Shohei on his last at bat cranked one, and all the Statcast said if there wasn't a shift waiting for him, that was an extra base hit, and that
Adam Tavino.
yes,
Tavino?
that guy, yeah. So he has the worst like couple last innings, almost giving the Angels the win, and he had the audacity to scream out, "Fuck you, Otani," after his second baseman saves him from losing the game. I was like, bro, you're the
You're
worst.
just jetty. You're
You're the
jetty.
worst. The worst.
It's great. Honestly, I think our generation's very spoiled in all the athletes we get to see play these major sports.
Oh, absolutely. If the MLB was smart,
Is-
they would have already been promoting Trout and players like that. But like at this point, Otani does his own promotion.
Because it may be another 80 years before we see someone else like him play.
Exactly. How many years was it
Just
since
like
we
it was with
saw
Babe Ruth.
fucking Babe Ruth? Yeah.
I know.
Junior hit it right on
So-
his nose. It's like
I mean,
Babe Ruth
I
and
think
who
now-
else?
yeah, I think now's like the prime time to be watching baseball.
Yes.
These like next couple years, we got a bunch of up and coming good guys
They'll probably switch the
that
ball
should
back.
show promise, and then who knows what I don't know, man. Who knows what they're gonna do with that shit?
It's ridiculous.
That's also very fun. I love seeing when they get the checks and how some of the pitchers have just like started like
They're
stripping
livid,
down, like
bro.
they're just like
Yeah.
unbuckling their belt, just like putting down their pants. I think that's hilarious.
Hilarious.
It's such a joke, but
Because they're not checking the right pitchers. And at this point, since they announced it, what pitcher is going to willingly still have that stuff on them? It's stupid. It's a waste of time. After you announce
mean,
that
that
we're
one-
going to do suspensions and like kick them and like what you still going to bring that to the game? You're still going to use that? No, come on. You know that.
but that one dude did. He got thrown out for the for the Marlins.
Did you really? What an idiot.
Yeah, it was the first. He was the first. No, who was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's for the Marlins. Junior, do you know who I'm talking about?
What's his name?
I don't know his name. I think he was the first pitcher after they started the checks that he got thrown out of the game. Okay, so that pitcher that was the first one to get ejected due to the foreign substance check was Hector Santiago from the Mariners.
I was just like,
So
I couldn't believe like, because I didn't know about this. Maybe I saw it and just like moved on or something like that, but like they made a big announcement that they were looking into it before the season, then a couple weeks ago, and you still get caught? Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
what?
Honestly, before now, I've never heard of Hector Santiago. Bearing in mind that I'm not a diehard watch every game of baseball that is on TV, but um, yeah, I haven't heard of his name until now. So maybe he thought he was above the law. Thought he could
I
just
am
get
the
away
law.
with that. But then that can kind of, and then you have pitchers like Degrom who don't even need it, and he's still balling out with like
Junior,
a
what's his ERA
point.
at this point?
DeGrom.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, it's low as shit.
It's like point one.
It's crazy. Like, I
Stupid
think the
low.
last time Junior told me, I think for last month, it was like a point 7.3
It's
or
like
something like that.
It's
I think
currently a .95.
What the hell, bro? Oh my
wasn't it
god.
even lower than that at one point?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
it was. It
Like
was down
point.
at like point .6 something at
Yeah,
one point.
that's like
Somebody,
stupid.
there was an MLB player on another podcast that I'm forgetting of right now, and he was like, "Bro, it's like showing up to a test you know you're gonna fail. It's just like get through the couple innings, the 8 innings, 7 innings that he's there, and then pray you can eke out a couple runs before the game's over."
Like he's pitched 14 games, has a .95 ERA. Like it's fucking insane.
It's absolutely nuts.
136 strikeouts in 85 innings pitched.
Dude is nuts.
Although they announced the MLB All Star game, but as I was looking, a lot of players are talking about maybe not either going or playing in it, and one of them is actually Degrom. He says that he does not want to pitch. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
Um, I mean, obviously sucks for the fans. You kind of want to see all your favorite players that get elected to be all-stars play in the game, obviously, but from his perspective, I mean, he's having a heck of a year right now, and I personally wouldn't want to risk some fluke accident happening. I pitch in the All-Star game and I get hurt, or it's
Too many
he
innings, too
just
many
kind of,
pitches,
yeah, maybe he just goes downhill after that, just kind of like a superstition or like energy kind of thing.
and I think the Mets are number
But
one right now, right? Like they're like not what conference division? I don't know. The little their little grouping right now.
wouldn't that be the NL East?
And at least, yeah, I think they're
Yeah, they
number
are.
one right now. So it's like,
Mhm.
why
Yeah.
even risk it?
It sucks, but it's understandable.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Junior?
I mean, like I can't really say I blame him. Like he missed like a little bit of time early in the season with like was his back or something like that. I think.
Yeah, yeah, it was
So I
something
mean,
weird.
like I don't really blame him for not wanting to, you know, go out there and pitch 2 innings and risk like re-irritating that and having to deal with that for the rest of the year when they have the chance of making a good run.
Hmm.
I mean, it just makes sense. There's just no reason to. It's like load management. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Sucks, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do, especially if you're Jacob fucking DeGrom.
So, on the topic of pitchers, we got another one we probably should touch on at least a little bit. Mr. Bauer, the league's villain, pretty much for the past couple of years. He's kind of played up that role, and he's finally done something that probably has earned him that role. It's he's officially got suspended from the Dodgers, so he is suspended indefinitely until this investigation is over. And he had released, for those who don't know, he's getting accused of sexual assault and battery, right? Something like that. It's those two, and he released some text messages earlier this week. I don't think he consulted his lawyer, because what he ended up releasing didn't like alleviate him of the crime. I was really confused on what he was trying to accomplish with that type of stuff. But like, it's just like, and I guess this goes into the overarching like sports thing. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You were in a position to make millions and set yourself up for life. You were not only like, he had a YouTube set up, he had a Twitch set up, he had money from grandkids, and he is risking it all because I don't know. I don't even know the reason. Just something stupid.
I mean,
Because he's an idiot.
he secretly might be just a giant piece of shit.
I couldn't put it past him, honestly. I was
Um,
over here defending him this whole time.
I definitely think it was smart by LA to suspend him indefinitely. Um, I mean, yeah, it sucks. I mean, one of the better pitchers in baseball.
For sure. Even
Um,
without the attack, he was
Yeah,
still having a great
he
year
was
this year.
he was always one of the ones that was like against that uh the whistleblower about Spider Tag and all that crap. But I don't know. He was a fun guy to watch because he was just so flamboyant. Like when
Yeah,
he'd
he
strike
had
out,
personality.
he'd do the sword sheathing thing. I mean, but I guess he's got a dark side to him
It's unfortunate.
that, but I don't know. I just looked up an ESPN article and said that that Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, that he doesn't expect Bauer to be back after the leave ends. His official like 7 day, I think it was 7 days,
Yeah.
7 game
Oh yeah, yeah.
absence,
I didn't assume
something.
he'd. Yeah, it was some random
Which
amount.
I would hope the Dodgers wouldn't. I don't think the Dodgers definitely wouldn't allow him to
No shot.
be back. Oh no, that stuff. Yeah, it's
Well,
just a very crappy situation.
honestly, uh, Junior, you've been to keep moving on topics, 'cause I don't want to keep on something as stupid as Bauer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just
Yeah.
an idiot doing idiot type things. But Junior, you've been keeping up with the NBA playoffs. This year has been amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Outside of the injuries, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day, and I could talk about for like hours on end. But the playoffs themselves, the games themselves, I personally think have been amazing. But what about you, Junior?
Oh man, dude, I can't tell you how happy I am that Chris Paul's finally got a shot at it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
he finally stayed healthy the whole time. You know, outside of like the
The
whole
COVID thing.
the COVID scare, which I actually think was kind of good for him.
Yeah,
Uh,
more rest. He actually said that.
Yeah.
So I was looking through like a bunch of topics for today, and he actually said that the extra rest going into these finals and the last couple games of the conference finals actually helped him.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking because every year he just reaches that point where for the longest time he's like the only primary ball handler on his team. So he's got to play 40 plus minutes every single night and he eventually gets gassed or just hurt because of that.
Yeah.
And now this time around he got rest, able to stay healthy through the whole thing. It's awesome.
Yeah, like for me, I thought the Nets were gonna win, and there's a lot of players on that team that I wanted to win a championship. Blake
Pause.
Griffin.
You said Mets.
Did I say Mets? I meant
Yeah,
Nets.
Nick.
The Nets.
Yeah.
James Harden and Blake Griffin. I really wanted to win a championship, but honestly, that team is actually losing some players, so the cap space opens back up, so they are able to restructure that team a little bit better. Um, so I'm sure there's always next year. I mean, when you have James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, like there's a good chance you'll be back um, in the next playoffs. Jay will be back. His Discord just messes up all the time. Um, but these playoffs have
Pause.
been amazing.
My Discord crashed. I don't know if that made showed up on the screen or not.
It did. You popped off for a second. I talked about it,
Sorry.
but it works this way. I'll take it back to when I started about the Nets.
All right. Yeah. I just want. Oh, hold on. Let me get my video up.
Okay, little technical difficulties, but you expect that from the afternoon tea. You know what I mean? At this point, it's a staple. If something doesn't mess up, then it's not us. Um, but yeah, I was talking about the Nets. I really hope they end up winning next year, but we're not talking about that right now. These playoffs have been amazing. It was cool to see the Knicks back in the playoffs. That was cool, even though they kind of shat the bed. That was cool to see that they have potential to be something better and greater next year.
Yeah.
Trae Young
The Knicks-
is an absolute demon.
I know. I was very impressed with how far the Hawks went. I did not expect them to go that far.
Yeah, even with all
So
the injuries, I was like, no way they make it to the conference finals.
yeah, that was
What did he?
very impressive.
He averaged like 29, 7 and 7 or something. It was ridiculous. I was like, bro, this is your first playoff run. Like, you're different.
I mean, shout out to the Bucks too.
Yeah, showing
mean,
up without
oof.
Giannis. Without Giannis. Chris Middleton and
Chris Middleton injured.
Brooke Lopez came up. He was like, he reverted back to the Brooklyn Net days. Like, he dropped 33. Sheesh. Kept him, gave him that lead.
That team is solid, man.
It's good. It's deep.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great NBA Finals. These two teams, it's gonna be awesome. If we weren't doing the podcast right now, I'd probably be watching the game. But
Oh, for sure.
Priorities.
Honestly, Jay,
Yeah.
who do you got?
I personally, I want the Suns to win bad.
Yeah,
Mostly because of Chris Paul. But I mean, honestly, I'd probably still take the Suns in my legit pick, just because I mean, we don't know how
no bias.
good.
I think I want no bias. I think the Suns are better in my eyes, at least. Like Devin Booker, he's 25 to 30 a night. You got Chris Paul. He could give you either 19 or
42.
more, or 42, right? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's going to put the ball in the right places. DeAndre Ayton has been a demon. People like Cameron Payne coming out of nowhere and being a great backup point guard or starting point guard for when Chris Paul was out.
Yeah, he was huge.
In my eyes, honestly, the Bucks are still just Giannis and company. You know what I mean? Like, it really does feel like that team rides or dies on whether Giannis is playing the basketball game and to his max potential. And I think even if they clear him for tonight or the next night or the rest of the series, he is at 80% max. Like,
yeah, that's what I was
he messed up his knee. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, with my like unbiased pick, I'd still take the Suns just because of the fact that Giannis probably won't be 100% for at least a couple games if he ever gets back to 100% this series.
And then my bias pick would still be the Suns because they got cheated out of going to the finals or conference finals multiple times while the Nash was there. I'm looking at you. Spurs 2 series in a row. They absolutely beat up on the Suns, and they should have won a couple of those series. So me personally, I like to see them in the finals and win it all. And I also really like Devin Booker. I really like Chris Paul. I've always liked Chris Paul. I think he's the point god, one of the best, if not the arguably top two at the very least, top one in the arguments of point guards of all time. Like personally, in my eyes, easily. What about you, Junior? What about you, Junior?
I think the Bucks
The Bucks play
are gonna win.
basketball real good.
No,
Like
bro.
there you go. So, okay. All right,
No,
here,
dude,
here. Let me do it again. What about you, Junior?
I want to go with the Suns, man.
That's fair.
I just think they're better. Like, Giannis plays well, but like it's just I don't know how to explain it. Like when the offense revolves around him, it just seems like a lot sloppier than when it did when he wasn't there.
It's just
So,
I also feel like the role players don't play as well when he's there. Like you know what I mean? Like they just shit the bed. But continue. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, dude. And that's what I was gonna say. Like the Bucks role players are a lot more inconsistent than the Suns role players.
Yeah, that's huge.
And it's just hard because one night Chris Middleton will give you 42 and hit a game winner. Then the next night he'll give you 11. And then one night Drew Holiday will give you 27 and 8 assists. And then the next night he'll give you 6 points and 2 assists and 8 turnovers. And throw up fucking 15 threes. Like I just
I think that's the craziest part about the whole thing. Like Chris Middleton has been there since the jump, and I think Drew Holiday at this point is probably their second best role player. Like their best role player besides Giannis. Giannis, like you know what I mean? Like he's like the Robin at this point. Like he's had some bad games, but like he's the one. I'd rather a player like that put up those shots. Chris Middleton is a dude who would shy away from taking a bunch of shots. Like, bro, get in your rhythm. Throw those up. This is the playoffs. The best players have to be throwing up those shots.
I think the Bucks play really, really dumb too. Like
yes,
they
throw out
can
some
literally
horrible lineups.
the last 2 series they played against the Hawks and the Nets, they could literally get whatever they fucking wanted in the paint, but they were still shooting 45 threes a game.
And it
Like
wasn't always
and they weren't shooting good. No.
It wasn't always like Giannis driving in, the defense collapsing, and him passing out. It wasn't always that. It was just like
No, they're just jacking up
plays
threes.
or pull ups. It's just like, what are you guys doing? And then the Suns are just like, I think the best example of it is, you guys remember we all watched the alley oop for the win, right? Like at least we've seen the highlights. That game, Devin Booker hits a shot to tie it. Paul George goes down. He takes the lead, and then eventually then they miss a shot. Then Paul George misses both of them. He comes down and he throws a pass, fully willing, because he thinks that his teammates can like make a game winner to take them on to the next game or the next series. Like, and honestly, when he passed to whoever was open, I was like, damn, Clippers should not have left them open. But like with Milwaukee, if it's not Giannis shooting, I'm like, well, it is what it is. Next game, you know what I mean? Like I don't have it as much confidence in their role players or like bench players or
I
their
don't have
shooters
confidence
in
in anybody besides maybe Chris Middleton on
Yeah.
Milwaukee to take the last shot of any game.
I don't want Giannis. If it's not like a layup or like 5-footer,
Oh
no.
yeah, bro. If it's like 0.9 on the clock and we need an inbound zoot, give me fucking Giannis every day.
Mhm.
But if we need a 3-point to tie it, like Giannis is probably the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Give me Brook Lopez, baby.
Honestly, no cap. Brooke is a sniper. All right, so I don't know if you guys have seen, but Dame got eliminated first round again. First,
Rest
it's
in
been
peace.
so far. It's been first, second round. Trailblazers have shown the absolute inability to create a team around that guy, and it's embarrassing. Um, and there's rumors going around that he does not want to be there anymore. The Knicks, and this they always pop up, but like now they actually have some capital. They've shown some potential for the next couple years. The Knicks have thrown their hat in for a trade for him to go to the Knicks. And if Dame wants the best like chance to go deep into the playoffs, it's probably in the East. If we're being honest here, the West is a buzzsaw. Every team is good. Even with the Spurs going down and being old now, like there's always the Jazz are really good now. The Nuggets are really good now. So like I think him moving conferences would be a good idea. Whether it's to the Knicks or not, I don't know. But do you guys think he actually ends up leaving the Trailblazers?
I want him to.
Yeah, I think everyone
Like,
wants them to.
I hate seeing like really, really good players like that just stuck in franchises where,
Spin the wheels.
yeah, they just like, they don't try to build a team around you. Like they had dudes who had a couple good years but are well past any point of usefulness at this point. CJ McCollum.
It,
But
the crazy part about that team is like it's CJ, Dame, and Carmelo. Your third guy should never be a what, 37,
yeah,
36 year
dude.
old Carmelo. Your third guy should not be him. I'm sorry. If you want him off
And
the bench and be a scoring punch, because that's what he's been great. He's been nothing but great for that team. Fine. But that should not be your third guy.
like and then like you had Nurkic who like I even thought Nurkic was gonna end up being really good. Like I
He's
thought
great
like
defensively.
I thought him and Jokic were gonna be like two sides of the same coin, like the same player.
See, I
But
like
Nurkic can't like
he
stay healthy, man.
he can't stay healthy, and he's never been a great offensive player. I always figured they are like polar opposites almost. Like they just kind of like Nurkic plays amazing defense, but that dude cannot get a bucket to save his goddamn life. But then Joic will drop 40 on you with ease, but whoever he's guarding probably is dropping 30. Which is cool, but like Dame needs some help. And that's why it was so confusing. Do you remember when they let Ennis Cantor go? I thought he was great alongside Nurkic. And they let him go. The team building around Dame has been horrendous.
Like the only like hope that I have is that they finally got rid of Terry Stotts and they brought in Chauncey Billups,
I honestly,
who I think can be a pretty good coach.
one of the rumors was that Dame wanted Becky Hammond, not Chauncey,
Mm,
and he's mad that they went with Chauncey. But yeah, I mean Chauncey's good, but like I think he's gonna end up with a team on the borderline of rebuilding, which
But
sucks.
yeah, like I said, I hate seeing players that are that good just locked in a franchise that are okay with getting knocked out in the first round every year because they have a superstar player that draws money.
Sucks.
Hate seeing it. Want to see him
Yeah,
go. Want to see him succeed.
yeah. I think Dame has served his time. He's been there long enough. Has said, "Hey, I'm staying here. Let's build a team. Let's make a run," and it hasn't happened. And I think he should give himself the best chance to win a championship before he um, gets out of his
His
prime.
prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So,
the good thing is I think
but
he has a no trade clause in his contract, so he dictates. Like let's say that Portland puts together a trade to I don't know Charlotte. They're not gonna let that happen, which is good. I think that's That's pretty awesome for him, anyway.
I definitely think he needs to go somewhere. So it's a shame that a player like his caliber doesn't have the chance to compete for a finals.
And I mean, push comes to shove, somebody puts a gun to my head. I bet he ends up staying because it is hard to put these trades together. But I do want him out of there for sure. Now, me personally, I haven't been watching much of the other teams playing to get into the Olympics for basketball. But I always keep up with Luca, especially after hearing that he might not be happy on the Mavs. Jay was telling me, here he comes to the Cavs, the new chosen one. But he's been absolutely deleting teams. Unbelievable overseas. They qualified for the Olympics. He's helming the team. Luca really is kind of different, huh?
I love it. Please remind me the country. Is this Slovenia?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Let's see.
This is the
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Yes.
And this is the first time they've been in the Olympics?
One of the very few times they've gone to the Olympics.
One man carries his international team to the Olympics. I'd say he's if you aren't convinced of his talent and his skill set, then I don't know. You must be watching the wrong Luka Doncic. I'm sorry.
It's crazy that people still aren't convinced that he's good. He's a demon. He's a demon.
I mean, just watching his performance in the playoffs alone should tell you that.
Absolutely.
I mean, he balled out.
Yeah. Like the Clippers were like, "You beat us," and he was like, "Okay," and he did his best attempt at it. Multiple games where he damn near did it himself.
Mm-hmm. But that's all. I was seeing some highlights like from when they won, and like they all seemed so like just excited, and he seemed like just generally happy that it was great to see.
He
It was
looks
so
like he's
awesome.
having a ball out there, man.
I think he generally just has fun playing basketball, which is like because he just goes out there and balls out and just enjoys it. And it's great to see a player like that just have fun playing the game.
So I know we had all been talking about the older Olympic teams that USA has put together. Been kind of cracked, kind of amazing. I don't know. Have you guys seen the new roster?
I haven't seen the full roster,
No, I
but
have
I
not.
was.
You have not. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. So they got Bam, they got Beal, they got Devin Booker, they got Kevin Durant, they got Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, Drew Holiday, Zach LaVine, Damian Lillard, Kevin Love, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum. And I know the first thing people are going to be like, "Oh, they're not going to be playing defense." They won't. It won't matter when they put up 40.
It won't matter.
Well, I mean
I know.
140. It won't matter. Like
I would have liked to see somebody other than Kevin Love.
Shut up, Junior.
I think
Shut up.
I think if you're going to make that argument, you got to make the same argument for Draymond Green then.
Yeah, fuck Draymond Green too. Get him out of there.
Cuz I think both of those are good picks because they just gel with the team. They just vibe. Like it's
I
just
mean,
if
it's
we're making that argument, then Anthony Davis a few years ago should not have made the team. Then a few years before that, LeBron and D Wade shouldn't have made the team when they first were on that team and they lost. Like it's just there were obviously better players that should have been on those teams, but it's just like sometimes it works for team chemistry. And
Well, I
plus,
mean,
Kevin Love
not
and Damian and Draymond Green are probably better than 90% of the people on the planet and are they're gonna face anyway. So it's just like Does it matter?
Nah, bro, I want some fucking. We got Zach Levine. I want to see some more bouncers. We should have got like Aaron Gordon out there too.
That would have been pretty cool.
This season, like, absolutely just destroy. Put like the Spanish nerds on fucking posters, bro.
Do you remember the last Summer Olympics when DeMar DeRozan almost 360'd on the dude from China?
Yeah, dude. I
Oh
want to
my
see some shit
god.
like that.
Oh, if
Like
Zach
Vince
Levine
Carter
doesn't do
bouncing
that,
over
I'm gonna
that dude.
cry.
Yeah,
That dude was 7-1 and Vince went over his head.
yeah, dude. That's the shit I want to see.
Now the question is, Jay, is this a gold medal team?
See, I was just about to ask that question. I honestly think it is. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I will say that we got. I just pictured everyone got in a big group chat like, "Hey, you wanna fuck around and win a gold medal this summer?"
Right,
And
yeah.
like fuck yeah, let's go.
Like,
I mean,
I
I
think
guess
you got so like if I'm looking at the roster, right, personally. Well, hold up. Junior, do you think this is a gold medal team?
Like I just like I don't know enough about any of the other countries to see who could beat them, you know?
That's true.
But
That's
it's
true.
also hard for me to see like Team USA stacked up with NBA players ever losing
Yeah.
to like
it
the overseas teams. It just seems like unrealistic to me to go
yeah,
against them.
because the past few Olympics it hasn't been very like superstar
Studded,
or
yeah,
not
no.
superstar, but like at least stars. I mean, you have Kevin Durant now, Devin Booker. I mean, Draymond Green. I guess you can consider him a
Fuck him.
superstar. I know. I don't like
I
saying
don't
it,
like
but
Draymond
I
Green
mean,
at all.
Dame, Jason Tatum. Like these are. I
Buckets, bro.
I know
So
that's what I'm
now
saying.
now the only reason I'm thinking that this is a gold medal team, right? Think about it, right? We got Bam, who can guard the center, power forward, small forward, and he could probably survive on a shooting guard. We got Jeremy Grant, who can definitely survive on a he can guard 2 through 5 or whatever. Uh, Drew Holiday can get your shooting guard, point guard, and small forward and be fine. Chris Middleton can do small forward. He can survive on a point guard. It's not ideal, but he can also get your shooting guard. And that's defense right there. The rest of these dudes are just bucket getters. Bradley Beal, money. Devin Booker, money. Kevin Durant, money. Zach
He's
is
gonna ball
money.
out.
Damian Lillard, money. Jason Tatum, the literally only reason he's there is probably going to be Carmelo's role when he was there. Just spot up in a corner, shoot 15 threes, and make them. Like, and the crazy part is, Chris Middleton, great 3-point shooter. Jeremy Grant was, what did he average, like 26 this season? On an awful Detroit Pistons team where he was the only scoring option. Like, I think this team is sneaky good.
Bro, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. I'm kind of disappointed to see that like LeBron didn't want to go to the Olympics because like I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna be around for 2024.
Yeah.
For like if he is, it would be cool for him to like go out and then win a gold medal in the Olympics to retire his basketball career.
For sure.
Like I think that would be like absolutely epic send off. It'd be sweet.
As sad as I am that LeBron isn't going to be in the Olympics, I also get it. He got injured a lot this season, and he's old as shit.
Yeah, he's getting old.
And I'm sure he wants to watch Bronny play basketball because they just finished their normal regular season, so they're about to start up their AAU season. So, man, I get it. And plus, he needs the rest. That Lakers team is nothing without AD and LeBron. And that was painfully obvious this season.
I just
But
hope.
damn, if I
this-
want LeBron, you know what I mean? Like, I want him back, man.
I mean, we very spoiled with those U.S. Olympic teams
God,
of the
bro,
past.
2008
Oh
was
my
Yeah, the
god.
Redeem team.
The Redeem team, we had Chris Paul, we
Mm,
had Darren Williams back when he was good, D Wade, LeBron, Katie wasn't on there yet, I don't think.
I
Um,
don't think.
we had prime Kobe Bryant.
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, D- Dwight Howard, defensive player of the year, Dwight Howard. Like those teams were ridiculous. And then they came back with the 2012 team, which was also nuts because you had Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, D Wade again, Kobe again, Tyson Chandler when he won Defensive Player of the Year, Carmelo Anthony both times. Like Carmelo Anthony, honestly, if you're gonna take
Shit like that.
Draymond Green out, put Carmelo back there, bro. He's a different breed. When he puts on the USA jersey, oh my god.
Dude, I think my favorite like Olympic thing ever is the clip of Kobe Bryant just absolutely shit talking Luis Scola in
In
Spanish.
Spanish, yes,
Yeah,
man. The
dude.
whole game too.
Yeah, he's got to be told to relax by LeBron and like two other teammates. Like, hey
Yes,
man,
man.
cut it out, leave him alone. We're up by 60.
Yeah.
You gotta stop, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's
But
just fucking
he's also the
going
reason
at him.
we beat Spain, right? Yeah, Spain with they had Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, like that team, like we were gonna lose that game. It was like a 5 point game, and they were coming back, and he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna take some shots now." But yeah, those teams are amazing. I watched those Olympic highlights the other day, man. It's just so with NCAA announcing that they lost at the U.S. Supreme Court, they officially announced they were like, "Hey, you guys got to start paying your players, and they've got to have the ability to be paid for their when using their likeness and stuff like that." Um, One of the biggest and hottest topics was players like, and not exclusive, but players like Reggie Bush, who got in trouble and for making money off of what is their persona. The whole reason that he made any money was because he was a god tier football player. Got his Heisman Trophy removed. So when they won, he immediately talked to the trustees and the NCAA. And initially, the trustees said, "No, we will not return you your trophy." Now they're saying that they will return his trophy if the NCAA reinstates him as like all his awards and his records and his stats. What do you guys think about that?
Junior, would you like to start? I know you're very opinionated on this.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Please go ahead and
Um, fuck the NCAA, give him his fucking trophy back. Like, fucking, like, it's ridiculous at this point, especially with the NIL, that he hasn't been reinstated already. Like, they should be on top of this shit, dude. Like, the amount of money that players are able to make now with absolutely no cap to it whatsoever, and he made $300,000. Like, like the biggest draw, like the most insane, most entertaining college football player for 3 years straight, made $300,000, while the NCAA and USC made billions
yeah.
from him in that team alone.
I was gonna say millions, but like he that team was insane, and him alone, his highlights,
especially with the national championship run.
exactly,
Yeah,
bro.
Especially that game may be considered one of the greatest college football games of all time.
Yep.
yeah,
And they
him
give
and-
him
it's
no
him against
credit, no
Smith
money,
Hill.
no nothing.
yeah, dude. And then
Yeah.
because he took $300,000 They strip him of all of that. I think it's dumb, and
Ridiculous.
I don't see how in any way he shouldn't be reinstated.
I think the moment that that judgment was passed down, he should have been reinstated. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
dude.
like the
As
minute
soon
that
as
got like boom, the gavel
yeah,
dropped, he should have got his trophy back. Been
yeah,
in those
like
NCAA commercials and stuff like that.
yeah, dude. Like the top men in the NCAA should have been sitting there watching that. And as soon as the fucking gavel dropped, I'm like, all right, well, we got to make a phone call to Reggie Bush.
Exactly. Like that's how that should have gone.
Shouldn't have
Yeah,
even been a phone call. They show up to his house on their hands and knees
yeah,
Hi, Sonny.
kiss
with
his
the
fucking
Heisman in hand, saying,
yeah, kiss
"We're
his toes.
sorry. Yeah, we're sorry. We were being such huge assholes for so long. Here's your well-deserved Heisman and your well-deserved place in NCAA football history, because he is considered definitely one of the best college football players of all time."
Oh, easy, easy. I mean, like if we like sit down and think about it, like does that mean Terrell Pryor and Jim Tressel like get that stuff removed and stricken off
Ab-
there because they got in trouble as
Absolutely,
well for their jerseys.
absolutely, especially Jim Tressel.
Yeah,
Should
I
like
think
Yep,
all the players who got like because obviously with them passing this new rule now, like everybody's realizing like the Supreme Court even is saying like, yeah, what they're doing was fucked up. They should be able to make money. You
yep,
guys have fucked up. You guys have been fucking up this entire time.
and
Like, you got to fix it.
and
Fix your mistake.
it doesn't even like stop at like the big players, like even the small players like Destroy. I don't know if you know him on off of YouTube and TikTok. Like he wasn't going to start or play very much at the college he was at, but he was making money off of YouTube. So much money that the NCAA said, sports or YouTube, pick one, you can't have both. And that's shitty because, like, I know that, like, playing and being a star is, like, what everyone, like, thinks about and what talks about, but, like, being on the team is awesome. And he couldn't even be on the team anymore. Ruining stuff like that is ridiculous. And I can only imagine what it feels like now for like a player like Reggie Bush who like put in that work, put in that time to have everything just removed from him because he made a small fraction of what the NCAA was making off of him. Like when they make the next game, he needs to be the cover athlete. Like he needs to be on the front and he just middle finger up, bro.
Give him his fucking trophy.
yeah.
Give him his trophy back. Now, speaking of that, we have some video game news, actually. EA is announcing the return of a dead franchise, and there are some rumors that Jay told me about. They are thinking that they're going to announce officially the return of the NCAA. I
Football
think that
franchise.
kind of makes sense because this year, I don't know if you guys heard, Madden has finally done some changes with the franchise mode, and since the dynasty mode in NCAA was like the main allure for most people in that game, it kind of lines up. You know what I mean? They're trying to fix up that franchise mode so they have it at least an idea of what they need to do with the NCAA dynasty mode. I just want the game back, honestly. It was always better than Madden.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I am just afraid that the gameplay is gonna be close
Madden
to like
reskin.
Madden, yeah. Like that's what I'm afraid of, man, because I do not like Madden. I think the gameplay's bad. It feels bad, it plays bad.
I'm hoping the only reason that I'm holding out hope is because you can't have the same studio or group of people making the game at the same time as they're making another game. They're gonna both be yearly releases, and I guess you could stagger the releases, but I'm gonna guess if EA is about to announce it, that it's already been in the works.
Well, dude, one thing I did see was that the people who do college football revamped, like three of them got hired on at EA.
Exactly. So I'm maybe we get the OG NCAA back. Those were just so much fun. They were so perfect, so good.
I'm saying if they do it right, this has the potential to be probably one of the greatest sports games made of all time.
Yeah, with the return and the way
Simply,
it will come back easily.
just simply for the fact of the hype that literally everybody who's ever played a sports game wants an NCAA football game back. And you're going to have the players from your favorite team on your team with their likeness, this numbers, the names on the
Names,
back of
yes,
their
bro. Not
jerseys.
generic ass names that Madden put, not Madden,
Yeah,
EA puts together. The names. You
it
don't have
is
to wait for some dude to sit there like for a whole
if
month to put the names together to
Dude,
download those rosters, and
dude,
they will
there's gonna
just
no
be
be in the
roster
game.
updates, nothing. And
actual
if
face scans of players and
yep,
stuff. They're actually gonna
they could
look like
they could
themselves.
do face scan and same equipment, dude. If a quarterback from some other team wears a pink arm sleeve, he's gonna have the pink arm sleeve because they can use his likeness. Everything, it's gonna be insane, and
But think about
it
like they could do they with NCAA you could do the greatest teams, like their greatest teams of all time, like
yeah
NBA
they could
does. They could do the greatest players of all time, so you could get like it just has so much potential. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Dude, I really just hope they like, especially with the dynasty mode, they keep like the core shit that made it fun. Like the whole
Recruiting,
recruiting thing. Like I
yeah
hope they don't
fuck that up.
like, yeah, like leave it out or like go half work on it and like make it shitty.
and do Road to Glory justice.
Bro, the
Oh yeah.
fact, do you remember when they used to have you managing your GPA along with
Yeah,
how
you had to
much
go to
your
class,
preference?
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want that back. Do not get rid of that.
Dude, one of the things I liked about it that were in the classic NCAA games were you had to do like a little combine thing, and that determined like your starting stats for your players. Like you'd have to run the 40-yard dash, and then you'd have to do a bench press, then you'd have to like run an option drill.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
sick. And then you
Dude,
do your high school games too.
Yep.
dude,
Take
And you had full customability over your high school games. I remember I used
yeah.
to always make my high school.
In 14, you could customize the jerseys, and they even had a website that you could create your entire new school, like upload logos and all that stuff to the uniforms and helmets and whatever, and like you could make your own local high school if you wanted to. So I mean, the recipe for success is there. Just look at the
dude,
past
and
games and take the
If
best
they
part of that
if they
and
don't include the home field advantage stuff, I'm gonna be livid. That has to be there.
see they're experimenting that with Madden
I
now.
know.
So that I mean, the signs are there.
This,
I mean,
you know what I
signs
mean?
are
You
there.
guys,
know
what
what I
I
mean?
was thinking about, in NCAA 13 and 14, they did the Heisman Challenge, which was basically like the road to glory with a previous Heisman winner.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine like all like the cool ass recent ones that you could do, like plays Johnny Football, Lamar Jackson.
Oh
Bro,
man, that would
Lamar
be
playing
so
as
sick.
Lamar, disgusting. Playing as
He
Johnny,
plays Kyler Murray,
oh my
Baker
god.
Mayfield.
He plays oh yes, dude. Please. Please. But I think besides that, really gaming has been kind of quiet. But it kind of makes sense. E3 was just a few weeks ago. Not a lot of shit is going to be popping off until the games actually start releasing. Um Besides that, we got news that a God of War for the new, what is it, Ragnarok, is going to be released. Trailer is going to be released this month. I'm excited to see that. Um, Jay still hasn't played it, but me and Junior and Keith have all played it. Don't replay Red Dead Redemption 2. Don't replay any of the games you've been playing. Please, Jay, for the love of baby Jesus and everything that is holy in this
Jay,
world,
you haven't played it, dude?
No.
play God
Oh
of
my,
War.
yeah, dude, you gotta play God of War. It's so good.
Even if you don't do all the extra shit with like the Valkyries and all that shit, the mainline story is unbelievable. It's so good.
Jay, dude, like the main story had me so hooked. Like I didn't do a single side mission the entire time.
I had to look
Like,
myself in the mirror and be like, do a side
dude,
mission.
I went straight main quest until I beat it. It was so good.
I'll
Dude,
think
like
about it.
even
Oh
if you're
Lord,
like
here he
not
goes.
super into the story, dude, like the gameplay is super good too.
And you don't need to know any of the other past God of Wars to understand what's happening here.
I'll think
Um,
about it. We'll see.
Besides that, we also got an announcement for a game that is all near and dear to our heart, Ghost of Tsushima, which one we're getting a part 2. So I don't know if you guys saw that. We are getting a Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Dab.
It's gonna
Dab, dab.
be probably another island, maybe another setting, yada yada, whatever. Um,
A prequel?
could be, could be, maybe in the
Ooh.
maybe in
On
the
the
daimyo.
PS5 I won't have.
Right. But we do get a director's cut, and it includes a whole nother island. Um,
Well,
but it is locked behind a paywall. It's a little bit more expensive on PS5, right? But you get more content on PS5, which is shitty in my eyes. Because unless that content is large and amazing, I think we probably should have had it over here
yeah,
and for free.
it is the practice of that. Hold on. Yeah, the practice of that is very shitty, but I think personally we can make an exception just because the game is Chef Kiss magnificent. Magnificent game, magnificent fan service with the multiplayer uh, stuff they added for free. Added for free, though
That
they
is
did
true.
not add continue to support it after they dropped the main raid. But still, that was definitely a lot of content to add. So, in my eyes, could definitely pay the money. Even if I had a PS5 and had to pay extra, I think I would still pay the money to get
I
the
I
content.
I
I'm
would
paying the
too, dude.
money. I'm paying the money, but I'm not happy about it. Go ahead, Junior.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't say I'm happy about it, but I'm not bad. Like I want more Ghost of Tsushima content. Like the
I
game
mean,
itself was really, really good,
I,
and the gameplay
yeah.
itself was just fun.
I mean, for those listening now, you guys don't know the amount of hours between us individually just on the story mode alone, and then counting the multiplayer. Of all the multiplayer we played, you think about how many hours we actually put in that game combined with
What
each of
was
our
it like?
story modes
It's a
What was it like?
multiplayer
and the multiplayer.
I would go
With all
back
the
to right
side
now and
missions?
play with you guys. Like the
Absolutely.
nightmare modes are hard as shit, even with 4 coordinated maxed out characters. It's a game that I would absolutely, if requested, go back to and play with you, like on stream or like do a playthrough on my YouTube. Like it is an amazing game. It would be a pleasure to play through again, and I can't wait to go back to that island, or I
Yeah,
guess the
dude,
new
you gotta
island to play
think
through.
like what is that, like 80 hours of gameplay through the story?
So yeah, it's jam packed full of shit.
Yeah, dude, then like I've like I think I platinumed it. If I didn't, I'm like super close.
I know I didn't, but I did all of like the the fun, important shit.
Oh yeah, I did all the side missions and shit, dude. I completed
But
it.
like God of War, that main story is so good. It's
So
hard to
good.
step back and like,
Yeah.
all right, I have to do these side missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So, long story short, I'm paying the money for the DLC, no question. But
Oh, absolutely. I'm just not
I
happy
realize,
about it. I realize the scumminess, but god damn if that shit ain't good.
chef's kiss.
Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of gaming stuff, so I know Nathan is gonna be sad. He's gonna have to sit through a bunch of sports talk that he knows nothing about. It's been amazing. Me personally, I'll catch you guys later. I'll let Jay say his goodbyes.
Later, guys. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.
Junior, it's your turn.
Hey, thanks, guys. See you later.
Peace out, boys and girls.